That includes Moses Wright, who moments ago was alongside our own George Sedano.
All right, guys, thank you very much. We're here with Moses Wright, and he just mentioned there's a big height difference here, and there is. But Moses, you guys have a lead now. You're up 10. You're one of the more veteran guys on this squad. What's the message to the team here moving forward?
We harped on it in film sessions this morning about being more physical, and we're just coming out being more physical, hitting people on box outs, not limiting them to one possession, trying our best to. We're just getting out and running. That's what we do, and that's how we're playing right now.
Well, Moses, good luck, and thank you for pointing out the big difference in size here. Appreciate it.
All right, have a good day.
Guys, back to you.
All right, George, thanks. As you saw, Moses Wright with 6 points. It's up to 21 now off the bench for the Dallas Mavericks. They also took advantage of 8 Milwaukee turnovers in the first quarter and have our first double-digit lead on either side as well. As we welcome you back inside Cox Pavilion, second quarter play with Monica McNutt and George Sedano. And now joining us at the table, Greg St. Jean, the head coach of the Dallas Mavericks Summer League team, who's not acting as head coach today. Greg, help me figure this out. You guys have kind of done this by committee.
I've got a great seat, and once we've had me sit down, looks like we're doing really well. But no, you know what? We coming into Summer League, we had a plan to try to get as many coaches opportunity as possible. And I said this after game one. Really excited to have Coach George Gallinopoulos coach. He's our G League coach, and a lot of these guys who are playing for us right now might end up playing for our G League. Right. So it's good to hear his head coaching voice and get these guys acclimated to him. And then also we have Jared Dudley, who last year was his first year as a coach, and this is his first opportunity to get head coaching repetitions as well, and he'll be coaching in our last game. So it's a good opportunity for players in Summer League, but also for coaches as well.
And you're the son of a coach yourself.
I am. I am, for better or for worse.
Not just any coach, an NBA head coach. So when you think about the experiences that you're all sharing right now, what have you yourself learned about coaching Summer League basketball and what it means to the organization?
Well, I think it's a great pleasure to be here, an honor to be here. I mean, you know, this is an opportunity, like I said, for players and coaches, strength staff. It's a place of opportunity. Las Vegas here is an opportunity for people to compete, but also at the same time to learn and grow. And for me, anytime you get head coaching repetition, whether it's in the game or managing and coaching the coaches, you always get better. So this has been a phenomenal experience for me.
I'd like to also add opportunity for broadcasters.
Amen. I apologize. You're right about that.
All right, Coach. So first 2 games, really close games. Tough outcomes. Third game, not so much. But what have you seen in terms of the growth of this squad just in this ball game so far?
Well, I think, like you said, the first 2 games we're a bounce away from being 2-0. And that's how close these games are. And honestly, it's an awesome learning experience for our players to watch that. Our third game coming off a back-to-back, no excuses. Our guys came out a little bit flat. Give credit to Phoenix. They played really well. But I think our guys have responded extremely well today. You mentioned it in the intro. We forced 8 turnovers in the first quarter there, And I think our guys have a high level of activity defensively. And that's allowed us to get out and run and play easy basketball on the offensive end.
Is there someone on this Summer League roster that, I wouldn't say has surprised you, but shown you something that perhaps you weren't expecting?
You know, A.J. Lawson played really, really well in game 1. That's an easy guy to choose because he had 28 points and hit 6 threes. But I bring him up because we had him in for a draft workout the year prior, and he's just shown a lot of growth and a lot of improvement. Obviously, I didn't get a chance to follow him too much during the G League season, but he had a good G League year. And, you know, so he's somebody who's shown great improvement. Marcus Bingham played very well at Michigan State, and this is his first chance of playing professional basketball. And the last gal, they've all played really well, and obviously, you know, stats are going to show what they show, but I've also been very impressed with Alessandro Paiola, coming right over from his season, finishing over in Italy, plays for the senior men's national team, hops on a flight, misses our first 2 practices, and comes in and has been a great leader for us. So those guys, among all of them, have come in and played really well.
Paiola started today and just returns the lineup now for the Dallas Mavericks, who have grown their lead 31-18. Continue here in the second quarter with Greg St. Jean, the head coach of the Dallas Summer League team. They've shared those responsibilities, coaches you mentioned earlier. You know, organizationally, there's going to be change here for Dallas with the big club, and a costly turnover here for Dallas. Changes with the big club, but the development has to come from underneath. So when you look at the big club and where they plugged and played here in the offseason, in what ways Is it we're looking for a rotation guy, or we're looking to build training camp depth? You get where I'm going with the
No,
balance here?
I think that's a great question. And at the end of the day, I think that's what all 30 teams always struggle with, is figuring out the balance between development and win now. And, the balance of having at the end of your bench a heavy veteran end of the bench versus having a young development group. I think our team, people use the term youth. We don't have an extremely young team. This past year, I actually would say we had an inexperienced team.
Okay.
They were old by age, but hadn't played in a lot of playoff games. As we continue to evaluate these guys, there's nobody who's playing on our summer league team that I would consider old.
Right.
They're all fairly young. And haven't had a ton of NBA experience. So, looking at how we build out the rest of the roster, we're looking also for fit. At the end of the day, that's the biggest thing that we're looking for is fit. We don't discriminate against that fit.
Yeah.
And it's trying to find a fit in the Maverick culture. And at the end of the day, if they can help us win and impact what we're doing.
That's great. Now, this opportunity obviously can mean so much. So are there sort of conversations about helping guys navigate both that pressure in a positive and negative way?
Absolutely, and I think that's something that I think fans at home might not recognize, that these guys are fighting for their professional
Right.
lives.
Right. Ooh, yeah, they are.
Yes, they are. Ooh. Come on, let's get out and run. Here we go. Come on, next play. But I think that's a great question, and we try to do a fair amount of that, talking about mental wellness,
Yeah.
and finding joy in this opportunity and enjoying it in some capacity, whether you're winning or losing, to stay present in the moment. That you get an opportunity in front of every NBA executive to showcase what you can do and in good times and bad, how you respond. So
Right.
I think that's a great thing to bring up. It's something that maybe doesn't get addressed enough.
I mean, the path to the league is a grind, man. It's just I don't know that I agree with you. I don't know that fans fully appreciate it. Even in you talk about the G League and all the work that goes into that, that's almost worlds away from what the big club does.
Absolutely.
Man.
Absolutely. We're very, very blessed to do what we do. And there's a lot of talented people here, like you said, and let's not just say even just the players.
Yeah.
There's a lot of talented people in this gym right now looking for an opportunity. So we try to keep our players as best we can calm and in the moment, because if you let your nerves overtake what you're doing, now you're not trusting your instincts. So
Well said.
our guys, I think although we're 0-3 and haven't had a ton of on-court success winning and losing, I feel like our coaching staff, and I give credit to George and Jared, both have done a great job of this, of making these guys enjoy the moment.
Yeah.
And that's something I'm proud of. Even thus far, win or lose the rest of the game, our guys are still being good teammates. They're representing themselves well, representing their families well, and representing the Dallas Mavericks well.
Last thing for me. You won a championship with the Lakers on the player development side. So this question is kind of down that tunnel, if you will. Monica and I were talking earlier about the growth that we see from a player, let's say on the Milwaukee side, a guy like Mamu Kalashvili, who makes his summer league debut last year and now looks almost totally different this year. What is the common growth that you see from year one to year two in the development program?
I think one of the biggest things, and I know Sandro actually very well. I had to coach against him, unfortunately, when he was at Seton Hall. I was coaching at St. John's, and he's a very good